This is
Inner Circle.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Inner Circle. I'm Brandon Wright.
I'm Tyler Phillips.
And last week, yesterday for you,
Yeah,
I went to see, and he went to go see Ready Player One, directed by Steven Spielberg, based off, I believe, a best-selling novel.
Mhm.
I don't read. I can't read. I didn't pass the third grade. I don't know
How are you here?
Good luck and a good amount of financial aid. I'm just kidding. I have privilege. Now, Ready Player One.
That's biased.
That's biased. Ready Player One. What did you think of it overall?
Good movie. Very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Something that if you're not into video games, I don't think you're gonna like any of the little tiny nitpicks in there. But there's so much like nostalgia in it that you can look back on.
It's made for nerds, and Steven Spielberg. If people don't know, he's actually a nerd. He's a big film nerd, which is why you saw a big chunk dedicated to certain old movies from the 80s. Won't spoil it for this section, but if you're a fan of Stanley Kubrick, you're going to have a good time. But essentially, the movie is what I would call popcorn fare, but it's shallow in terms of its plot, and I believe its characters are lacking in terms of depth.
Okay.
Depth.
See, I think that's where we differ. I think the plot, yes, is shallow, but it has a bunch of different twists and turns, even though it still continues with that one plot line of we have to save this game, and we have to get the 3 keys to do it.
But let me explain why I like. There's also like you said, it's like the rebellion. That's cool. They had a little twist and all that. I'd like you to name a young adult novel adaptation that hasn't had a young adult leader for a rebellion, that hasn't had.
Did we ever really meet the leader? Was she the leader? Okay.
Which it's like
Welcome to the rebellion.
wait. It's like okay. Are you the leader? Cool. Sorry, that was a
Spoiler.
I just pulled a Tyler. But essentially, like, Tyler's gonna have to cut that. He'll bleep out my mouth. But essentially, it's just so I can't really talk about it without getting into it. But my main point is, if you are a nerd, some people are marketing this as like, oh, you just need to have lived through the '80s or have a great understanding of the 80s to really enjoy this movie. That's false. You actually have to have a little bit more. You have to be a video game nerd from the 80s or who appreciates video games from the 80s. You also need to be...
Or movies.
Yeah, or in movies. I will stress that as well. I mean, Steven Spielberg, of course, there'd be like little nods to funny like little moments within 80s movies.
And I loved how it didn't just stay towards games. It actually did include a lot of movie stuff. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like me and you, we've always been about gaming, but we've also loved movies. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why we're here right now. So,
and there's we can spoil some of them that made us like goo that were in the trailer. Gundam was in the trailer.
Oh, Gundam! I clapped, and nobody in the theater clapped, and I was disappointed.
He called the Gundam in Japanese.
Yes, and that was perfect.
Mm-hmm. Can we we're about to go into spoilers. We need to go into spoilers.
We need to go ahead and do it.
Can we go ahead and give our score though?
Yes, and do we want to give one for last week? Because we didn't give one last week.
We didn't? No. I thought we did. Unsane?
Mm-hmm. We didn't.
Okay, 9 out of 10.
8 out of 10 for Unsane.
Okay, Ready Player One, you go first.
I'd say 9 out of 10.
7. 7 out of 10.
Okay.
6.5 out of 10.
Dang.
So I was just okay. 6.5 out of 10. I was about to say it doesn't deserve pass. It deserves moderate success. It was fun.
Do you think it deserves what it has on Rotten Tomatoes, which I believe is like an 86 or something, 84?
I don't know. Anytime like there's a nerdy movie that gets a high rating, I'm like kind of biased towards wanting it to succeed because us two are nerdy, and so
we appreciate most of that movie.
Like, it made me laugh a whole lot. And I will say it's like it wasn't like my best film going experience as a film major, but it was entertaining on its own right. It's like the same kind of high I'll probably get from Avengers Infinity War.
Probably.
Especially with all the nods, which we will gush about Now, spoiler section. Oh my god, the Gundam. Oh my god, the Gundam. Oh my god, the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch, which they ticked me off because they didn't call it the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. They called it the Holy Hand Grenade, which is wrong. It's the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. They had Battletoads. They had them so out of focus, but Battletoads were represented.
I saw them.
And for some reason, Overwatch.
They even had Ninja Turtles.
They had Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. I love how they connected the little kids to be Ninja Turtles. Yeah, Chucky was.
They had Chucky. They had the Iron Giant. Wasn't that 90s?
Yeah, late 90s.
I don't know, man. I can't remember the Iron Giant.
I was a kid when I watched
I was a baby. Yeah, I was about to say, I was born in 97.
But everybody knows the Iron Giant because that's something that's in the trailers.
Yeah.
Easy, but I mean, they even had Akira. The bike was Akira. And I'm like, they like anime. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm doing the Bernie finger wag. Like, it's like they had anime references.
Man, we are nerds.
Yeah, which is, I forgot, when Akira came out, I forgot Steven Spielberg, I think, and maybe you can put the quote here. I don't know if you can find it. But I believe, like, he was, like, he was delegitimizing it. But then in this movie, he does a callback to it.
Yeah.
Which shows how the times have changed.
Which is weird, because I wish he would do a Akira movie. Mm-hmm. Because I know Jordan Peele was going to do it, but he dropped out. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I know that's not going to happen anymore, so.
I have a mixed... We can go at this near the end, but if we have time. But essentially, like, Ready Player One, I don't really want to... Well, we already spoiled, like, some of the best parts. Yeah. But, like, I'm assuming if you're here for the spoiler section that you've seen it, I hope. Or you don't plan to see it. So, the problem was the plot, in my opinion. We can go into that. Is the fact that it goes at... It does have all those twists and turns. Mm-hmm. The problem is I don't care enough about the characters to really go along with it. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, Wade, he's your average nerd. Whatever. We're supposed to attach ourselves onto him. Cool. He meets girl in game. I can believe love at first sight. That's fine. But there's one dance scene where he tries to confess his love. I was like, here we go. And,
it was a little jump in the...
Yeah, and then...
he jumped in the deep end.
Yeah, and then, like, but I can chalk that up to social awkwardness. I can chalk that up to social awkwardness, but also the fact that she pushed him away and went like, you don't even know me. But then, like, literally within like 10 minutes, his house explodes, his man is dead, and she's like, okay, I was kind of getting a little flirty with him, you know, and like he doesn't, and he's about to kiss her, like, dude, your aunt just died. What are you doing? What are you doing? Even our friend Emma brought it up in the theater. It's like, what's he doing? His aunt just died. It's like,
yeah, but I don't think he had a close relationship with her anyways.
So it's like all this tragic event, and the first thing you want to think about is like, I want to kiss this girl on the lips. It's like, what?
Because he never called her like, and what was her name? I don't even know. It wasn't even like, let's just say Becky for now. It wasn't Aunt Becky. It was just like Becky.
Yeah, but
they were on a first name basis. So,
well, the thing is, like, still, it's like a tragic event. I don't even care if you care about the end. The fact that this guy is intent on killing you, and there's a rebellion fighting for people, and the first thing you're talking about is making flirty banter with this stupid chick.
You're gonna have so many people against you in this video.
I actually think Artemis, that's the girl's name, that is her name on the game, is one of my favorite characters in it. I like her far better than Wade. Like, Wade is just there and he says some cheesy dialogue. Artemis has a little attitude and like knows how to take charge. Yeah,
well, I think the reason of this is because we see her doing more action in the real world than we do seeing her in the gaming world. We see Percival doing more in the gaming world, Wade, and we don't see him much in the real world. So I feel like that's a reason why we connect more like with her as a person, but him as the character.
He's just such a boring character in both regards. Like in real life, it's just like, oh, you're an average protagonist. I don't think we're supposed to focus on you. I'm pretty sure I'm too busy gleaning at all the references to really care about you. Like, that's the thing. I'm too busy looking at the references, and I listen to the dialogue because when they are done, like, getting you to glee at the holy hand grenade, they want you to pay attention. They have a lot of close-ups of his face, and I'm just like, dude, you are saying some of the most boring stuff right now. I was like, I need you to get back to the action. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this movie will have a lot of rewatch value for me. Because I just don't care about these characters.
I'll definitely watch it again.
Especially if I know the beats. If I know the beats of the story, I'm just like, after the first time, none of them are going to get me nearly as much. Like, the references, the holy hand grenade will always get me. But
it will.
Anything else, I'm like, besides the holy hand grenade of Antioch and Gundam. And he didn't even do that much.
No.
Like, that's the thing. The Gundam really didn't do that as much damage as I would hope he would have done.
Yeah, I wish it would have been like another suit like the Iron Giant, but like they said, you had to store like a ton of time to be able to use it. And like the Iron Giant, they had stored time.
Did you feel like this movie was too long?
Much. No.
It's 2 hours and 10 minutes.
I feel like it was just right, actually.
I believe next week, because I believe we talked about it. You actually enjoyed the movie, and you kind of disagree with what I'm saying, but you kind of understand with the like characters with no depth. Like that's the thing. Like all the characters are like they exactly act how they look on the cover.
Okay, yeah.
You look at the cover, you know who they are. You got a basic protagonist. You got a girl who's actually competent and way smarter than the dude. I mean, that tends to be the case in the movies. You have side characters, which that might be, wow. Okay, yeah, just a bunch of side characters that don't get much dialogue and kind of act off stereotypes.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean...
And then they try to twist it, and then it's like, but we already knew it was going to happen. Like, with the reveal of H being a girl, it's just like, well... Kind of knew that.
It's the only character with a heavy voice modulation that is a major character. There's one other minor character, the little boy that had so little lines.
Wasn't it?
Who had so little lines in the script that I didn't really care. But the major character was heavy voice modulation. I was either expecting like a really feminine dude or a girl. So
okay.
But, I mean, cool for them. I don't know. This movie's just kind of fun. I don't think I'd ever watch it again.
There's a lot more to this movie that we haven't talked about, but I would definitely recommend it to people.
Was there a lot more about this movie I talked about?
Yeah, I mean, like, the part about where the creator and his girlfriend, like, the death of that, or his girlfriend, the girl he took on a date. And
if you're an introvert, you're going to relate to this movie.
Yes,
if you're an introvert, this is your movie. If you're a nerdy introvert with no girlfriend, this is your movie. If you're us, this is our movie.
I have a girlfriend, and I enjoyed it.
Well, check every other thing I've said, Tom. No, but like,
go see the movie. We enjoyed it. And I think I'll probably want to see it again.
Final compliment: the actor who played the villain was hamming it up. I loved it.
Yeah,
hamming it up. Good stuff.
He was really good. But all right. Well, guys, I think that's it for us today.
Next time we see you, we'll probably be talking about A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place? Oh.
That's coming out.
Is that what we're going to do now? Next?
We have to, dude.
All right, Sunday. Let's do it.
We'll talk about this more later. It will probably be A Quiet Place. If it isn't, it's Tyler's fault.
Bye, guys.
Bye.